The Chennai Open has witnessed arguably the biggest upset this year. Top seed Stanislaus Wawrinka has crashed out in straight sets. For more, let's cut across to our sports correspondent Natasha Doraiswamy. Natasha, how did this happen?
Madhu, it is indeed a very big upset for the tournament, considering the fact that Wawrinka has been very loyal to the Chennai Open. He didn't start off last year with great success. In fact, he struggled last year towards the first two rounds of the tournament. This seems like something that is rather unusual in the sense that he said that his racket was giving him problems. The stringing on the racket was an issue for him, so it was a little break in concentration. Also, it's on the side court, remember, court number 1, where you don't have too much crowd support. Because he's quite favored here at the Chennai Open, he didn't have too much crowd support on the side court. The Japanese player, Soeda, was really, really good in terms of his returns. He was attacking all the time, and he literally took advantage of all Wawrinka's weaker points, and that's exactly what he highlighted as well in his press conference where he was speaking to the media just now. Wawrinka had said that he was faced quite a formidable player. Now, at this point, we're looking at whether Wawrinka, this defending champion of the 2012 Chennai Open, whether he'll come back next year. That's a big question mark, but when I did ask him that in the press conference, he said hopefully he will, because he has been loyal to this tournament. Everybody has their ups and downs, he says. So it's going to be quite a tournament to look forward to now with, of course, Almagro also being given a run for his money. Let's see what happens tonight.
Thanks, Natasha. The new Indian Express of Mahesh Bhupati and Rohan Bopanna gathered momentum with the London Olympics in mind by defeating the Swiss-German pair of Wawrinka and Beck 6-4, 7-6 to enter the semi-finals of the Aircel Chennai Open. In the semi-final, they will play the Israeli pair of Jonathan Elric and Andy Ram. But the city can't stop buzzing about this pair being just one stop away from meeting familiar ground with Paes and Tipsarevic, possibly in the final. However, the area of question is that Bhupati's serve isn't up to the mark on the hard court, an evident issue we've seen many times in the past, despite his younger and reliable partner Bopanna thinking otherwise.
Goffin actually, Goffin has.
Bhupati, how are you feeling with your serves today? Do you feel that you could have done a lot more? And Bopanna, were you thinking to yourself just before he was about to serve, get it right?
Were you? It better not be.
I mean, well, I'm just there to, support him and push him as wherever you go. At the end of the day, I mean, I can only, push himself as much. I mean, he served pretty well today. I think. I mean, it's. I don't see, that. I think just one game in that way they came up with some good shots, and we played a couple of bad points, which we got broken. But otherwise, overall, I think. Has served very well, and if we keep going like that, it'll be a very strong team.
The new pairing of Leander Paes and Serbian world number 9 Janko Tipsarevic have begun their partnership on a fruitful note, literally sailing into the semi-finals after defeating their opponents in straight sets last night. And speaking exclusively to our sports correspondent Natasha Doraiswamy, they spill the beans on their extra sensory perception that keeps the on-court chemistry going.
Well, we're with a very interesting pair, of course, Leander Paes and Janko Tipsarevic. New pairing this time around, Chennai Open. How does it feel really at this point, the Italian there, and him slamming his racket down there, getting him to do that, really, must be something.
Well, both of us feel more happy that we're into our first semi-final as a team together. If you want to talk about throwing rackets, for sure, when you see the other guy frustrated, it means that at that point they were powerless, which means that we were playing really good, and then, that just, helps you to be motivated to play better until the end of the match. But I'm very happy that we managed to win in straight sets. Even though it looked easy on the scoreboard, it wasn't really easy out there on the court.
All right, the difference between the two of you, if you could highlight that, because everybody usually talks about how you guys complement each other.
I'll touch on one similarity is that we are both fierce competitors, and that's why I love playing with Janko, because he gets on that court and he works really hard, and that's the fun part about it.
Okay, so is the bonding happening over the food here in Chennai? Because clearly that's why Tipsarevic comes back over and over again.
No, I mean, food is great, but I like being in Chennai. You know, I like to say it over and over again. Players have a choice. You know, at the beginning of the year, you have a choice to play this tournament, Brisbane or Doha. And as you can see all throughout the years, I think one of my first ATP events, when I was ranked 300 in the world, when I played qualis, I came to Chennai. So this is my 4th or 5th time. And, you know, I hope I can just keep coming back.
All right, I genuinely don't mean to compare, but in terms of starting up with the Chennai Open, again, it's strange for all of us journalists really to see you not with Bhupati, but competing really to get to that final, it seems like it will happen that way, to meet them.
Well, as professional athletes, we just look at it one point at a time, one match at a time, and really I think for Janko and myself, he's got singles tomorrow, so now we got to go back and he's got to recover for singles because that's his game, and then I got to go tomorrow and keep my skills sharp, so when we come out day after tomorrow, we got a really tough team ahead of us, so we got to be ready for that as well. So for us, we just take it one step at a time, and when we get down the track, we'll talk about it then.
All right, now he did say that his aim would be to win you a doubles title. How difficult is it really for you to play back-to-back matches like this? Is it enough recovery time for you?
I feel fresh. You know, I had a 2-week break after the end of last season. I had preparation, and it's the first tournament of the year. You know, it's not like we've been playing week after week after week. So I'm feeling fresh. I had a bye in the first round, so. You know, the thing is that I was in 3 doubles finals, you know, but before that I was always playing with the guy who was in a similar situation like I was, you know. I know we still have 2 more matches to win in order to win the title, but just having Lee on my side as someone who won this tournament 5 times, played 25 Grand Slam finals, you know, it makes it easier for me just to focus on doing my thing, you know.
Clearly you both have it going for yourselves in terms of the on-court chemistry, quite frankly. We've seen it today. Really exciting stuff. All the very best. Thanks so much for talking to us.
Thank you.
While the separated duo of Leander Paes and Mahesh Bhupati sail into the double semi-finals with different partners, tennis legend Vijay Amritraj predicts their clash in on the finals of the Chennai Open.
Illustrious and distinguished.
Chennai Open has always been a very special event for me because I've been very involved in bringing it here, and in the 17th edition of this event we're looking at possibly Wawrinka doing well in the singles. Janko Tipsarevic is another very strong contender, but you see young guys like David Goffin, all these guys coming along and performing really well for the first time as a wild card in this tournament. And of course the Indian interest is in the doubles, and what would be great to see eventually is in the final if we can have Mahesh Bhupati and Rohan Bopanna play against Leander Paes and Janko Tipsarevic. That would be a wonderful crowd pleaser as far as the Chennai Open doubles final is concerned, but still they have a couple of more matches to go.
And finally, it's not just politicians. Even bank officials have learned to be politically correct. This time, of course, in a softer sense. IOB decided to play the Bengali card by getting Aruna Sairam to belt out a Bengali invocation as the chief guest Pranab Mukherjee was all smiles. And that's all we have for now. Thanks for watching.